are the peace walls of northern city into two separate factions. One, we have the Protestants, who were Unionists. They believed in with the UK. On the other side, we have the Catholics. The Catholics were mostly believing in the United Ireland, and they were known as Republicans, aka believing in the Republic of Ireland. Almost 100 of them built all along the city. One of them is even 3 miles, such as Sarah Byrne of Kilkenny, Doe, also from Kilkenny, Laura and all these people who left their names here throughout the years. Now, this is a period of history called the Troubles, and today we're going to go around the peace walls. But before we take a drive along the peace walls, I wanted to show you these mountains. These mountains in the distance were used by... They took control, they fortified these mountains because they were afraid that was going to use them. 1,000 of them died. British Army soldiers, 1,000 British Army soldiers were killed, and up to 3,000 casualties in this 30-year period known as the Troubles, which ravaged Northern Ireland and some other parts near me for a cartoon murals. And luckily, we have an awesome urbanist who's been watching for a long while.
Hi everyone.
And Darren has been an urbanist even before I started urbanist. You're a Northern Irish local Belfastian,
Yes.
And you're going to take us down the peace walls. Let's go. All right. Belfast.
Right now we are between the Shankill Road and Springfield Road. Shankill Road is a major Protestant enclave of West Belfast, so they would be very loyal to the Queen and to English rule. It would be the Catholics who are into United Ireland, and during the Troubles about 30 years ago, to stop the people basically throwing bricks, bottles at each other, and to try and cut down on them fighting each other, so that they were not
to prevent them from fighting against each other. Yeah, and these walls started construction in the late 60s, around when. But there was a few of these walls built actually in Derry or Londonderry, depending on who you ask the name of the town. And they were built as early as the 1920s between Protestant and Catholic neighborhoods. So welcome everyone.
part of crosses on all the walls. If you look closely, it has a message and a person's name written on it as a symbol of peace for Northern Ireland, that they want Northern Ireland to continue on with. As we're saying, that the walls will eventually come down, that there'll be no need for them.
And what's your perception of about the walls? Do they want to keep them up or take them down? From what you...
There has been a few things with the local youths. The other one.
Yeah.
Stop other ones fighting, spreading onto the streets even more.
Well, because it would be roving gangs coming up.
Yes. The Wall. Israel and the British. Several. In the trenches of World War One.
And here
a
we
lot
see
of people, lots of the names and ages of the people that died in those battles.
this is the Ulster Division. Ulster.
Yes,
Northern
so it'll be
Ireland,
this county.
And right here we have another one: Australia, India, South Africa. Also, a lot of Irishmen did serve in World War One until.
So these ones, South Africa, the United Kingdom,
Yeah.
the fight against the Germans,
Mm.
and I know especially the Australians and the New Zealanders would have fought in Turkey.
Yeah.
There was a big, Gallipoli was a big battle there,
Mm.
and a lot of people from New Zealand and Australia. Unfortunately, around.
And this
The
is
other side.
yeah, sure.
This
thing.
would be one of the gates.
This
yeah.
is one of the police barricades.
Yes.
Fascinating.
So these gates would be closed at night to stop people, sort of the local youths, basically just that are bored, just
Yeah.
want to fight, and they'll come down to these sort of areas.
There's still. Is it because fear of violence or?
Yeah,
Do you know?
well, it's not so much like old sort of violence,
Yes.
getting together and just fighting each other or throwing stones.
Which is exactly what we saw before turning on this live video.
Yes. There were several young people throwing stones.
It didn't seem too violent. Stone throwing.
But there has been like a police car and a police Land Rover driving around, so there won't be too much trouble. And it's just a couple of locals that are bored.
Mm. Wow.
A wee bit on down, a wee bit more.
Okay.
We'll just turn the car.
Hey, sorry everyone for the signal. I'm not sure why it's so very bad, the signal here. Maybe it's because they never built these good cell towers in this area.
So again,
Susie says, be careful. A few of my Scottish. Hey to walk around here and there? Or,
yes,
okay.
it would be fine. As say, it's mostly young kids that are bored. They've nothing to do. So the rest of this part of the wall is all related to World War II. We'll come over here a little closer. There's a whole thing about the we'll come back here a bit.
Oh, right here, the Battle of Britain.
And there were a squadron from Poland came over and fight because after escaped within the United Kingdom.
You have another great host. Yeah, Darren has been so awesome driving many awesome parts here in Ireland. So huge round of hearts to Darren. And Paula says, bring the car in one piece.
The Shankill Road, this area would be working class Protestant.
Yeah.
So a lot of them back for World War One, World War Two, were the first ones to sign up to fight for the British, which is why they have a lot of murals in these. The British Army at that time.
Oh, okay, because there's the soldiers that fought in World War One, and then was there soldiers involved in World War Two from Northern Ireland?
There would have been a lot of them, yeah.
A lot of them, okay, yeah. Wow, that's interesting. So let's continue driving down, yeah. Eugene says the Wi-Fi connection is very bad in this area. It is indeed. It is indeed. And who are these faces, do you know?
I don't know. Not sure about.
Almost looks rather ghostly.
Yeah.
Macaulay says, hello, Darren, thank you.
No problem. I'm just keeping an eye out because another police car has gone past, and I'm just making sure they don't come.
So let's wrap it up. Let's go just a little bit further down, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Police are still patrolling. There's still a little bit of fear of being stopped over.
It looks a bit of, by the way the hats, got the straight hat in the middle and the berets, that they would have been pictures of soldiers from World War II.
Yeah.
That might have fought.
Right.
In one of the Ulster divisions.
And is it safer now, says Macaulay's? Yeah.
Far safer.
Far safer, yeah. Than it was. The Troubles lasted for nearly 30 years, and it was started between the IRA and a few of the Irish Republican Army. The UEF was the Ulster Volunteer Force, and there was a few others.
Yeah.
And they were at each other's throats, but also the British Army was involved. The British Army was never involved, right?
No.
No, okay.
Not up here.
Yeah. So let's go over to the... See that for our last stop. Wow, a lot of police. Oh, so a lot of police.
Yeah, so that's 2 police cars and a Land Rover. Right. We'll drive around.
Yeah. No worries.
So we'll turn this off.
Yeah.
Just. And then we'll turn the car and we'll go back.
Oh, they're waiting down there at the end of the street.
We're probably waiting just to see what's up. Sometimes they'll just drive around and wait in certain areas just to be available if something does happen, that they're in the local area. Peace.
The car film. Alright, we'll just go to the main road and finish there. Because we gotta drive that direction anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, everyone, we'll show you just a this car went down there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that another one?
I gave it.
Police doesn't like, are they not fond of filming down here?
I think you get either two people.
Okay, so
just to make sure that we're not up to no good.
best to drive off. Yeah.
That we are just here filming and not here to cause trouble. Have people that in another area and sort of look around and see if there is a load of people.
Yeah.
And then maybe try and start something. So it's just a...
Luckily, there's no more internment laws. So
I just wouldn't hold it up in front of the...
Yeah. I'm putting it down, yeah. Wow, this is so heavily patrolled. I didn't win.
We're going through control the flow of traffic from the Protestant Shankill Road through onto the Catholic Springfield Road.
And now we're in the Catholic area.
Yeah.
Is this still Catholics mostly here, or has it now kind of integrated?
There's quite a lot of Indians have moved into the area as well. That was run by the Catholic. A lot of them would come over here and have jobs and go to the local Catholic churches, and within so those peace walls would be at the back of the houses to our right.
Yeah.
So sort of stop the people at their back gates, like having anything thrown in to their...
Oh, yeah. That's why the peace walls are so high, because it's hard to throw.
Falls Road, which would be like the main, regarded as a area.
Effective, right? Down.
Throwing petrol bombs, which meant that people's houses, that loss of life and limb.
Everyone, I gotta put the... They might not be too fond, so bear with me just a little bit as we go a little bit further down the main road. Susie says, glad you have moved on. And we saw already past us in front of us.
So we're right beside the Royal, one of the biggest hospitals in the United Kingdom. And years ago, there was basically two sets of casualty. There was casualty at the Royal, casualty at Belfast City Hospital. A lot of people, especially on the 12th of July, would be a case of Belfast. That if anybody hurt themselves and they were told that it was the Royal, they know, I'm refusing treatment.
Okay.
And like area wearing like their orange sash, and that would mean people would know exactly who they are and where they're from, and sort of trouble with them.
Still have the police car in front of us. That's
on him.
Yeah. We're
It's just after the Go garage here.
okay.
It's after 7. We can go into. Yeah.
Please don't turn when the police turns. Just let him go.
No, they're going on around. So here would be a lot of the sort of like Catholic side. The World War II murals were on one side of the gate. We'll
Yeah.
drive up to the gate now, and then this is it from the other side.
Oh, cool.
So whenever we turn around, everything will be on your side. So it'll be a lot easier to film. So literally this was the gate a few minutes ago whenever we first seen the police coming. We can have a look around. He was an anti told the Irish people about how slaves were bad, and
It's fascinating.
from then
they came
on
over here.
that the Irish then didn't have their own slaves,
Yeah.
but then the English sort of made the Irish their slaves.
Right, precisely. And a lot of people were inspired by him coming
Yes.
over here. And he said, because I was researching a little bit into this, Frederick Douglass actually said that Ireland was a place that changed him a lot, because he saw a lot of what was happening in America reflected in Ireland. Well, I'm paraphrasing. I'm not sure exactly what he thought, but to him it seemed like it was something that he really. All right, let's move ahead.
You have to go up the Springfield Road. Yeah. And then that brings you back in again. Oh, there goes the police. Up the road.
All right, we'll end over here. But yeah, Frederick Douglass was really inspired when he came over here. So we found the U.S. connection. Service was better, unfortunately. There was very bad service. I think I'm being throttled by not the police. Because I'm in a different country from Ireland. But nonetheless, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Give a round of hearts to Darren. Darren, thank you so much. Darren has been very adamant in showing that Ireland is way more than this. Northern Ireland is way more than this. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day.
Bye.
We'll do a nice wave. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.